Is it worth paying for reserved show and parade areas at Disneyland Paris? Find out here. Hi everyone, it's Adam from Disney, and in this video we'll tell you everything you need to know about the reserved show options, if we think they're worth it, and share some tips to get the best spots if you don't want to pay. First, it's worth noting that all the shows and parades are free to see and are included in your park admission. For some shows, Disney offers a paid for service where you're guaranteed a seat at a specific show, a quieter, roped off area for a parade, or a roped off area in the front of the castle for the nighttime fireworks. Prices start at anywhere from 15 to 25 euros per person depending on the show and how busy the park is. Additionally, it's worth noting that these do sell out quickly, so you want to pre-book some of these early to avoid disappointment. Indoor shows that offer a paid service. Pre-booking these effectively acts as a fast pass, so you can arrive at the show around 20 minutes before it starts, find the sign for the prepaid viewing area, show your tickets, and you'll get to access the auditorium before all the standby guests, which gives you the best choice of seat. Is it worth it? If you don't want to queue for around 40 minutes to get to see it, then this can be a good option, but whether it's worth the cost is up to you. For us, having seen these shows before, we don't usually pay. Moving on, and let's cover outdoor parades and shows. At the time of recording, the afternoon parade is called Disney Stars On Parade and runs once a day in the late afternoon. If you pay for a reserved spot, you'll get access to an exclusive roped off area in Fantasyland. You walk up to the cast member, show your tickets, and you can stroll in as late as a few minutes from the start of the show and still get a pretty good view. To get a front row, you'll need to arrive around 15 to 20 minutes before that show starts. For us, we didn't think this was worth paying for. The opposite side of the path was a free area, and you can usually get a really good spot around 30 minutes before the parade starts. And finally, you have the night show, and this is currently Disney Illuminations. At the time of recording, there's also a 10-minute drone pre-show running called the Electrical Sky Parade, and if you pay for the reserved viewing for this, you get to see both shows. Paying gets you access to a roped off area at the very front of the castle, meaning you'll get to see the detail of the projection mapping, which isn't as clear the further back you go. You access this area from a path on the left hand side of the castle, and again scan your tickets and get a really good spot around 10-20 minutes before the show starts. This is the one reserved or pay for area that we think is 100% worth it. We got there just as it was starting and we were only a few rows back, so we got the best view of the night show we've ever had. Compared to waiting around 40 minutes to try and get a decent view, we thought this was really worth it. The one negative I will say is, by being so close to the front of the castle, you won't get the full effect of the fireworks and drones. That is a trade-off. But if you're only going to the park once and you really want to see the night show, we think this is well worth paying for. To finish, let's cover a few tips if you want the best spots, but you don't want to pay. For the indoor shows, you're going to need to get into line early to ensure you get a seat. And this is also true of the outdoor afternoon parade, and indeed all the afternoon shows too. Our tip here is to check the app to see what route the parade runs. Getting to this spot around 20 minutes before it starts gives you a fantastic view. For the evening fireworks show, our tip is different. Most people will say get there early and make sure you get a space anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes out. And while this is good advice, usually once the show starts, people put their little ones on their shoulders, meaning the good view that you staked out for might not be so great. The exception to that would be if you're literally the first row or two from behind the reserved area. So our tip for this one is to go back. Park yourself somewhere near the entrance at the start of Main Street, and whilst you won't see the details of the projections, you do get to hear all the music as well as a great view of the fireworks and drones, with the added bonus that you're near an exit when the show finishes and everyone leaves the park. For our bonus tip, once the show is finished, don't join the stampede to try and leave. Most of the shops along Main Street are connected as one giant store, and it's a lot easier to walk your way through these to avoid the crush. Equally, use the two arcades either side of Main Street. If those options don't appeal, pull into the side and let everyone leave, In return, you'll get a good 10-20 minutes of near empty park and a near empty main street, which is a brilliant way to get those must-have pictures. And that's another video done. Thank you for watching, and if you like this content, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up and hit that notification button for more. This is Adam, and until next time, just keep swimming.